Extra Point with Jim Thunderbird and head coach Grant Redhead.
Welcome out to Extra Point. I'm Chris Malenga with Coach Grant Redhead of the Bryan Golden Bears. Coach, tough game on Friday night, losing to Van Wert 27-7, but I saw some good things out of the football team this year.
Yeah, you know, we are young at some positions, and it showed on Friday. You know, we played very well the first quarter and a half, and then I think some of that youth, they were waiting for other people to take over and who's going to make the play, and, you know, that kind of showed and was exposed. And, you know, Van Wert came in and they wanted to win. They hadn't won in a year since 2015 season. They went defeated last year, so, you know, we ran into a tough team.
Yeah, and, you know, they had a guy back that had been out all last season, and now he's back, and he was involved in a lot of their coverages and their stunts and things like that, and help, you know, and getting you guys around, you know, so that was tough. And then you had Kelly, who's super fast, but early on it looked like things were moving. Guys scored with a nice pass to Royster, and you know, then we had a turnover down inside the 15-yard line, and that kind of kills momentum, doesn't it?
Yeah, 3 turnovers are way too many. You know, it makes it tough to win a ball game when you get away 3 possessions. You know, the Kelly kid had a great pick on one of them. But the other 2 were preventable, and, you know, we've talked about those. You know, we knew we had to stop Jacoby Kelly and the quarterback, and we didn't stop either of them. You know, we weren't really playing our reads and our keys, and that's the thing we kept talking to kids. Play your reads, play your reads. That's where the youth comes in. You know, they get under the Friday night lights, and their eyes get real big, and they kind of get excited, and they just go instead of go where they're supposed to sometimes.
Right. Forget what's going on in practice.
Yeah, I think we fixed that. We took about an hour yesterday after practice, went to the school, broke up into 5 meeting rooms, and took positions and specifically watched the film with those positions to tell them what they did right and what they did wrong so they understand it.
I saw some good play out of Zach Novus last year. He was injured, and so we didn't see him on a consistent basis, but very encouraging what we saw with him. He seemed to make good decisions, didn't seem to throw anything up where, you know, just throwing it away. I think he did a great job. Yeah,
he did much better. You know, he ended the year strong last year.
Yeah.
He runs the ball more confidently this year. He doesn't tiptoe through there, and he also knows when he's got to pull it down. He had 2 sacks that he was in the pocket for almost 6 seconds, and I told him, I said, you have to have an internal clock. When it hits 4, you're gone. Right. You need to go if there's nobody open. We're still working on that, but, you know, the good thing is he had that much time. Bad thing is, when you got that much time and nobody's getting open, you got to take it and get what you can.
That's right. You know, going into halftime, it was 20-7 going to halftime, and you figure that's not too terrible. And then you come out in the second half and that kickoff return. Is that just momentum killer?
Yeah, it hurt. You know, we chose to pooch. We kicked it a little too deep, and it took a hop right to the Kelly kid, and he hit it full stride. Now, you know, we worked on kickoff yesterday and today. We actually ran drills to where they keep the ball inside and in front today. We didn't have very good coverage. We had guys, 2 specifically that got out of their lanes, and 1 that tried to run over a big lineman, and it's not going to happen, son. So you have to stay, you know, in your lanes. You have to defeat the block. You get, you know, again, youth a little bit, but, you know, we fixed it. Hopefully that won't happen again. After that, we settled down and we played better football.
You didn't give up any score at all in the whole second half, so that was good. You played great defense, and I think the team is coming together, and, you know, I like to see the way they're going. It's good.
You know, they want to win, and they want to do well, and they feel the pressure, and, you know, they want to do well for our community and our town and things, and you know, the coaches do too, and, you know, we're working, and that's the thing. It's a work in progress, and we're getting better, and there's things that you won't see us do that are positive. You know, like you don't have our kids getting in trouble. They're good young men. That's plus, and we're getting better on the football field. It's just we ran into a team that really was hungry to win, and you know, they were tougher than they were 2 years ago and last year. So, you know, my hat's off to them, but we need to get refocused and get a W this week at Woodward.
All right, well, that's a good point to take a break. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about Woodward after this. Back out on the extra point with Coach Grant Redhead. Coach Woodward, not a league rival, a team you don't see that often. Is it hard to scout those kind of teams?
Well, you know, with Huddle and Trading Film, we traded 2 films. We saw them play Ottawa Hills, and we saw them play against St. John Delphus. And so we've got a good idea what they do. We picked up Woodward in place of Tiffin Columbian, just because it's an hour away, not 2 hours away like Columbian. But you know, it's a game like anything else. We're playing on turf. They got a beautiful turf field. The lights, portable lights, but you know, I don't think the kids are going to notice. You know, they're just going to get out there and play, and they're definitely beatable. You know, they lost pretty big last week, so we just got to make sure we focus and play this week.
Am I correct that they're a fairly new football team? That they've only been around a couple of years?
They've had them off and on,
okay.
You know, but they play in the Toledo City League, and you know, Start and Bowser and Rogers and those schools. You know, they're everybody knows about them more than Woodward, but they've had athletics. They've been around, but they just this is the first time they've retained a coach in several years, 2 years in a row. So, you know, they struggle, but they're still a Division II school, and they're an hour away.
What kind of offense do we see out of them?
They are going to run the option.
Okay.
They have basically it's triple option out of 3 back and no tight end, 2 receivers. They've thrown 3 passes in 1 single game, so they're not a pass happy. They're going to run the ball. Okay.
What about on the defensive end? What kind of things are they going to do to throw at you?
Defense 4-3. They run mainly cover 2. They'll run some cover 3, and they keep it pretty simple. And they rely on their kids' athleticism. They've got some kids with some speed, but you know, they play high. Hopefully we can get under their pads and move them around a little bit.
All right, and anything funky on the special teams with them that you saw?
They struggle to kick. They don't kick extra points. You know, luckily we have the advantage in special teams across the board with our kicker and our punter and things like that. You know, they average only 15 to 20 yards a punt. You know, we're up around 40, so you know, hopefully we can flip the field, have good field position through special teams, or maybe get some points off them.
Okay. Any injuries of note to worry about, or everybody pretty healthy?
No, we're pretty healthy. You know, we got a couple little dings and bruises. We had a lineman sprain his ankle on the field out there. He stepped in a hole, but you know, things happen, and he'll be fine for Friday. It's just give him a day off and let him ice it, and they usually recover quick.
All right. Well, best of luck to you as you take on Toledo Woodward, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. Coming up, it's Bryan and Woodward right here on BMU Channel 3 and Q96.5, the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Running back in the backfield. Blitz is coming. Pass to Royster. Royster will hit the end zone, and let's see where they're going to stop. They're going to spot that. Oh, they're going to say he's in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Golden Bears.
What a great play call. Van Wert has 5